Alexa for Urban News, and today we are debunking and exposing the lie of the mainstream media and introducing you to a brand new website, mediafactcheck.ca. And the first fact check today is on CBC and the obvious misinformation they spread about the convoy to Ottawa and the trouble man they say the convoy exploited. Today, you will learn the real story.
Start giving people my business card with my phone number on it, and I start delivering fuel and picking up laundry and delivery for restaurant and everything for the trucker. And I got arrested for bringing people fuel. The van was impounded for 30 days. I asked my bank on February 14th, how much money did I spend from January 27 to the 14th, and the total was a little bit over 13,000.
Hello everyone. If you are watching me, it's because you want to know the truth. Once again, we are going to show you that the mainstream media are the ones spreading misinformation among the population. They cannot be trusted, especially with the Freedom Convoy recently exposing their lack of professionalism. Unfortunately, these state-funded media outlets produce stories to maintain a certain narrative, but often omit one thing: doing actual journalism. You can follow our journalistic correction investigation at the new website, mediafactcheck.ca. This link will be dedicated to exposing the misinformation that is being propagated by the mainstream media in order to give you access to the full fact, not just the one the mainstream media wants you to see. Today, I begin the first in a series of reports that will focus on the story of Martin Joseph Anglehart, which has been covered by the CBC. The Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is a federally owned, taxpayer-funded corporation. They have built an empire that unfortunately doesn't get to the bottom of the story before telling it. Or maybe they do, but they only tell you the fact that fit with what they want you to know. There has been a serious lapse in CBC's research or judgment recently, and I think this has happened to ensure their story followed the government line of thinking. And that makes sense. The CBC rely on the government for survival, receiving nearly $1.5 billion annually. The CBC know where their loyalty lies. Sadly, the CBC used a man who unfortunately seems highly unstable and very vulnerable to use him solely to craft a story to destroy the Freedom Convoy reputation, even though the convoy was dismantled over a month ago. Martin Anglehart, who also goes by Martin Joseph and Martin Mitchell, is known to many people across Canada who have tried to help him for many years. CBC's story revolved around Martin Anglehart's misfortune as part of the convoy. He claimed to have lost his life saving of $13,000 and his home during the trucker Freedom Convoy, which lasted over 3 weeks in Ottawa. This huge demonstration against vaccine mandates and COVID restriction was dismantled last February 18 and 19 after Trudeau invoked the Emergency Act to take the convoy protests apart like it was a terror cell. Here is an excerpt of what told CBC.
It was amazing. It just like all the people waving flags and everything. And I thought that was a cause, that was bigger than me. And I thought, it was worth the effort to go. I start giving people my business card with my phone number on it, and I start delivering fuel and picking up laundry and delivery for restaurant and everything for the trucker. And I got arrested for bringing people fuel. The van was impounded for 30 days. I asked my bank on February 14th how much money that I spent from January 27 to the 14th, and the total was a little bit over 13,000.
Afterwards, the whole story caused quite a stir on social network. Several people claim to have helped him and made bank transfer in order to help him. All this not only during the convoy. Then I knew I had to take a closer look at his story. Mr. Anglehart, during his interview, took the time to explain that he had received a ticket for participating in the convoy, date February 10, also mentioning to CBC that he had been arrested on February 15 for delivering fuel to trucker and that his car had been towed. Let's start with the first misinformation. Anglehart would have lost his home in Alberta because of the convoy.
Live in my car because the police actually called my landlord when I got arrested and asked if I could search my property because they thought like I had weapon, I was an organizer.
On his fine, it was easy to read an address in Sherbrooke in Quebec. In a message writing by CBC Chuck Thompson, Chief of Staff to the EVP, Head of Public Affairs, CBC to a Fox News producer named Greg Ray. He confirmed that he knew the address was in Quebec. Here is what he replied. We were aware that the address on the ticket is in Quebec. Mr. Anglehart is originally from Quebec, but never changed his driver license after moving to Alberta. He also never changed his phone number, which remained registered to Quebec as well. This is fairly common in Canada and not something that surprised us. What? I made my way there to the address on the ticket, something CBC, with all their resources from the taxpayer, never bothered to do. And I ended up getting in contact with the couple who owned the property. They explained to me that Mr. Anglehart had arrived on January 2nd to rent the basement that was for rent at that time. This means Anglehart was not living in Alberta and had no house to lose there. One lie debunked. The owner of the property confirmed that Anglehart had arrived in a Dodge Caravan, which, according to Mr. Anglehart, had a failing engine. Inside that vehicle was a mattress and all his belongings. She told me Mr. Anglehart already seemed to be living in his car last January. The owner remembered that he changed his car for a Mazda 3 at the end of January, without knowing the exact date. According to Anglehart, his car was towed away when he was arrested, which occurred on February 15. We can already see the inconsistency here. Did the Dodge vehicle just stop working? Since as early as January, he has been admitting that the engine was dying. Let's continue. The landlord had Anglehart signed the apartment lease on January 2nd at a cost of $510 per month. At first, he identified himself as Martin Joseph, which is also the name he signed the lease in Sherbrooke with. It was when Anglehart started to receive mail that the landlord noticed that his name was in fact Martin Anglehart and not Martin Joseph. During the month and a half that he rent the apartment, the landlord claimed that he was nearly always there. He would have only left twice to go to work in Toronto for 2 or 3 days. He told them that he made a sizable amount of money there. When he returned from his supposed trip to Toronto, he mentioned to them, while showing them his bank statement, that he had made 3 months' salary within just a few days. The landlord suspected that he was not going to Toronto, as he had written Freedom on his Dodge van with stickers. They also told me that Anglehart had sublet his apartment in mid-February to other tenants and that he then left, according to the couple, to go to Alberta on Monday, February 14, 2022. The CBC story states, from January 28 to February 14, bank statement provided to CBC show Anglehart transferred thousands of dollars and spent thousands more at a gas station near Coventry Road, where he was stationed for the majority of the protests. Anglehart is currently living out of his SUV, as he said, his landlord kicking him out over his point of view concerning the protests. Okay, hang on. We know from the landlord that Anglehart was not in Ottawa for the majority of the protests. He was at his basement suite in Sherbrooke. Another lie, debunked. We can see on his bank statement, Mr. Anglehart spent money at the Herbs gas station, which is about a 2 hours drive from Ottawa and the Coventry Road headquarters. This gas station is closer to Montreal than to Ottawa. So why didn't CBC bother to notice that? It was the bank statement Anglehart provided to them. Maybe they did notice, but it was an inconvenient fact, so they left it out. I spoke with his landlord, and they told me no one asked him to leave because of his view on the convoy. They were not even aware that he went there from time to time. Another lie, debunked. How could CBC fail to contact his home address, which was listed on his ticket? They probably didn't expect other reporters to do this investigation after there. Stay tuned, as more important information is coming about this story. There are so many things CBC missed, either on purpose or because they just cannot do basic journalism. So don't forget to follow our new website, mediafactcheck.ca, to never miss a story. That website is going to be really busy with an amount of things the mainstream media has been getting wrong these days. But if the media did their job properly, I wouldn't have mine. Thank you. This was Alexa for Urban News. So as you know, we want to debunk the lie propagated by mainstream media, and we did create our new website. It's mediafactcheck.ca, and on this website you can as well donate generously to help us with our investigation and our journalism. Thank you.